And we're back for our first bi-weekly closers by committee. We're kind of in the cruising region of the season here. We decided to take a week off between our broadcasts, but or podcasts. Broadcasting is a passe. That's bygone era, but podcasting is where it's at. Um, so how's it going, Aaron?
I can't complain. It's going pretty well. It snowed today.
I saw that you had a bear that almost.
Air last night and snow today.
Wow. So your dog got kind of spunky, right? He tried to take
I,
on the bear.
well, he just barked him away.
Yeah. Well,
He's a good egg.
so it's mutual of Omaha's Wild Kingdom around there, kind of. Huh?
It is. There's a mountain lion somewhere too around here.
Oh wow. Do you hear him at night?
No,
Do you hear wolves or anything howling at night? Stuff like that.
we don't have wolves.
Yeah.
Coyotes.
Coyotes. Okay. All right. So you said it. You saw in the world of baseball, we had a bench clearing brawl that just broke out a couple minutes ago.
Yeah. Um, Bench is clear as Framber Valdez hits Trevor Story with a pitch.
Oh well, that kind of plays into our red ass theme for this episode. And Trevor
We
Story,
talked some Dalton Rushing today.
I don't know. Yeah, we're going to get into Dalton Rushing in a little bit and talk about some of the red
No
ass.
red ass.
Yeah, right. And I think Trevor Story, I believe he's kind of a red ass too. I've seen
Just
a
a little
little
bit.
glimpses of things recently, like this year when the Red Sox opened the season against the Reds. There were a couple incidents. Um, so that doesn't surprise me that he's in the middle of that. And but anyway,
I think
uh,
Framber had given up 6 hits in a row for the first time in his career, and he gave up like 8 runs or something.
mm, brutal. He's with the Tigers now, right? So it's the
He is.
Tigers versus the
Yeah.
Sox. Yeah.
Speak, Speaking as we will of Scooble.
Right, right, right. So yeah, let's dive right into the news. I guess we'll start with John Sterling has died.
The
I feel
news.
kind of bad for slagging John Sterling's style a couple weeks ago. He very beloved announcer with the Yankees, you know.
Yeah,
Um,
but you weren't wrong.
well, that's funny. I heard Ron Darling on or no, I think it was Keith Hernandez on the Mets broadcast the other day when they were talking about Sterling and eulogizing him. Uh, apparently, uh, Hernandez approached him and kind of parodied his home run call or something like that, and
No.
Sterling kind of bristled a little bit. Yeah, he's like, "Are you making fun of me?" You know, it's like. So he was aware, I guess, that people, people liked it, and other people thought it was kind of silly. But
Yeah. It's a text message. You're
yeah,
on the mark, Tashara.
yeah, right. Or all rise whenever Judge would hit one out of the ballpark. But beloved announcer for the Yankees. I don't know how long he had been doing it, like 40, 50 years or
Since
something,
the 80s.
since the 80s. And of course, in recent years, he and Susan Waldman have
5
become
championships.
all through all the Jeter years, through all the Bernie Williams, and of
He is
course
back in the
Mariano
million
Rivera.
years.
Yeah. So he will be missed. I think he was 86. Um, so rest in peace, John
87,
Sterling.
something like that, yeah. Upper
Yeah.
80s.
Um, so you mentioned Tarek Skubal. That's the big news. He had loose bodies in his elbow. He's had a procedure. I think he might not have had it yet, but he's scheduled to have a procedure. I don't know if he's going to be out. Is he going to be out the remainder of the season or?
Till August, I think.
Okay, so he could if that team gets into playoff position, he could become a factor.
Yeah, so he's got the same thing as Hunter Green, and who was the other one that recently had loose bodies in his arm? One of Rodney's guys,
Oh yeah, yeah, Edwin Diaz.
Edwin Diaz.
Right, heard about that one for about a day or so. Yeah. No, it's a big blow for the Dodge. Although
Big
Travis
look for the best.
Scott has stepped in and has done a really good job, you know, in
But he
places.
hasn't done that for Enrod We Trust.
No, he hasn't. I don't know who he's got. Maybe we'll figure that out when we look at the NRBL in a couple minutes here.
Yeah.
Um,
Not that anybody gives a fuck about that.
right. Nobody gives a fuck about it, but we do. So, and in fact, I just checked it before we started, and I was not pleased with the shift in the standings that has taken place over the curve.
Oh, did I leapfrog you?
You did, and as did George. So, yeah. So you're second, George is third, and I'm fourth. So
I'm surprised to see George so high up in the standings lately.
well, he's always
usually
drafted well.
He's usually pretty hands off, you know.
Right. He doesn't tinker with it much, except for free agent acquisitions. But as far as trades go, he's kind of a hard man to get hold of, unless you call his radio talk show, I guess. I told him I was going to do that at the draft. I was like, you know what? I'm going to call your radio show and put you on the spot for a trade right on the air one of these days. But
we should do that.
Yeah.
He doesn't happen to be on Tuesday nights at this time.
I don't think so, because his whole audience is asleep by now, I think. So
Sure
I think he packs it in a little earlier. Prospect Travis Bazana got promoted to the Guardians. A very good prospect. He's kind of solid across the board. He doesn't excel at anything, tremendously, but it just seems like a really good, solid ball player, second baseman for the Guardians. You're dealing with the injury to Ronald Acuna Jr. That's a big shock. We never hear about that from Acuna, but this isn't as devastating as some of his.
It's the mildest of the hamstring injuries, I think.
Yeah. I hate to make it all about injuries, but injuries are such a huge part of the equation that they do need to be mentioned. The Cubs have been playing great baseball without this guy, but they really do need him. Their pitching staff is rather depleted. Justin Steele was working his way back from Tommy John surgery, but now he has a flexor tendon strain as well to set back his rehab. That's the same thing that Nick Pivetta is dealing with for the Padres. I don't know if it's as severe. They're saying Pivetta will be out for a couple months. I don't know if that's going to set Steele back a couple months or not. Bryce Eldridge got promoted. I was happy to see that, as he's on my NRBL team. Of course, I looked on Lebowski, and sure enough, the commissioner had grabbed him. Not you being the commissioner of that league, but Sean grabbed him.
Sean grabbed him.
Yeah. But I did make a couple moves, so I'm on the board now. What are you doing? You trying to twist that thing into a Raleigh fingers or what?
I'm making it smile.
Oh, okay. Okay. You need the what do they call that shit? The
wax.
The wax, yeah.
Yeah. I sent the link to my wife to order yesterday.
Like Prince Albert in a can or something. I don't know what.
Let him out. He's suffocating.
Yeah. Okay, so Chris Davinsky, Pirates pitcher, and his manager were suspended for throwing at South Stewart in their recent series with the Reds over the weekend. Davinsky wasn't particularly apologetic after the game. He was, I guess, Stewart is. He's very confident.
Even after Clint Hurdle, man, the Pirates are just.
That is true, isn't it? That is. The Pirates have been in the middle of so much shit. They really have.
They're just douchebags when you get down to it. I
guess. But yeah, Clint Hurdle was especially a red ass.
Yeah.
He was a.
The Reds have fallen to third, huh?
Yeah, they've lost 4 in a row. They were winning tonight 1-0.
Behind the Cardinals and the Cubs.
I can't understand. I don't know what the hell the Cardinals have done to deserve this. I don't know, but it's working for them a little bit. So
yeah, they went and sucked off the devil.
I guess. We got Jackson Chourio and Andrew Vaughn return on the same night, really improving the Brewers. So they're not going to be down in the standings much longer either.
Yeah, they are the last place Milwaukee Brewers.
Well, they did lose Brandon Woodruff with shoulder fatigue, but although they call it shoulder
Hope they remember where they put him.
yeah, right. They'll go looking for him later. Hopefully, they can find him. But he had shoulder
Behind something on the shelf.
Yeah, I don't think this is as severe as some of the arm issues he's had in the past, but they did announce
Shoulder
today
fatigue. It's only May 1st, 5th.
they are going to send him for imaging. They announced today. At first, they were like, this is just a flesh wound. I'll just brush it off. But now they're at least sending him for imaging, so their precautionary measures are being taken.
Gotcha.
And I asked you about this because you're keenly aware of everything Shohei Ohtani does, but I noticed that is this unusual? I always thought that he continued to take his at bats even in games he started as pitcher.
He did. Dave Roberts has been making him not bad on his pitching days, and it seems to help. He's pitcher of the month, and his goal this year is to win the Cy Young. So
his ERA was like 0.31 or something coming in tonight.
He's had plenty of MVPs now. He wants the goal. He wants the Cy.
Yeah. That he's kind of
imagine.
No, there's not been a player. I would venture to say Babe Ruth was not this effective as a two-way player. I mean, that's saying something. That's saying something for sure. But well, I don't know. I
give up a really long home run tonight, but
I guess a historian could argue what I just said. I mean, Ruth did have like, I don't know, 10 to 11 years, didn't he, in the rotation for the Red Sox, or maybe
I don't think it was that many.
But he was, a well-established veteran when the Yankees traded for him, turned him into a.
I think he was already batting when the Yankees traded for him too. I'm not positive, but yeah, I'll check out his baseball reference while we're yapping.
Yeah, I don't want to ruffle any historic feathers here. Babe Ruth is a very accomplished resume, but still, it is amazing what Ohtani's accomplishing for sure.
Mm.
So it looks like Bobby Witt, after not hitting a home run up through the first month of the season, it's hit 3 homers in the last 8 games. So he's starting to really turn it on. Royals fans will be happy to see that. One scare. Whenever they say there's a scare, I always think, well, okay, so somebody, got spiked, or somebody came out of a ball game, and it, they're just saying it was a scare. It was nothing realistic happened. But a lot of times I hear them, reporters will use this terminology, a scare. You find out later that there was reason for the scare. So I wish they would quit using that word scare. But it does seem that Roman Anthony had something of a scare when he got hit on the wrist the other day, and the Red Sox sent him for imaging, and it came back negative, and he's probably going to be back in the lineup pretty soon.
So Babe Ruth had 5 significant years of pitching.
Okay.
But in those years, he had he started 40 games one year and had a 1.75 ERA. Went 23-12.
Yeah. I mean, that's the dead ball era, but still, that's getting it done now.
323 2/3 innings pitched.
Wow. Well, so I overshot my estimation on the 10 to 12 years of pitching, but
yeah, he had 23 innings in his first year, so you can kind of toss that out. And then in 1920, he had 4 innings. In 1921, he had 9 innings.
Yeah.
But 1915 to 19, 15, 16, 17, 18, and 19, he was a regular starter.
You would think that the
Yankees... actually, they went in half. I mean, he wasn't starting 40 games anymore. He was starting 19 games after 19 and 15. His games started 3, 28, 40, 38, 19, 15, 1, 1.
And he probably had a torn labrum and a flexor strain. And then, should have
Oh,
had Tommy.
weird. 1930 and 1933. He threw another. He had another start in each, and they were both complete games.
Huh. Just one game?
Mm-hmm.
Interesting. So he just,
Yeah, it's when he went to the Yankees, they basically cut him off from pitching.
except for one game per season.
Yeah, they'd give him a game a season, maybe.
And just out of, just stone cold.
Actually, they'd give him a start a season. One season, they gave him a relief appearance as well.
Okay. Well, I mean,
Or
if he
they-
was that
or zero.
effective, you'd think they would have, pulled him in to face a hitter here. But that was a different era. They let, he probably had, in the year he had 40 starts, he probably had 30 complete games or something. So they didn't play matchups and all that shit. But yeah, that's interesting. I don't think Otani's quite there yet, but there again, peak value, he's getting it done. As far as you compare peak value, they're pretty similar players. But the Yankees.
Otani's a more impressive physical specimen than Babe Ruth.
Well, yeah, I don't think he eats hot dogs and drinks beer, like during the game, anything like that.
But he's like, 6 foot, really tall. He's got those wide shoulders. He would have scared the shit out of those people in the 1920s.
He would have. Yes, he would have. But that would have
blowing
been
100 miles an hour with the sweeper.
Yeah. It's just he is amazing. I'll give you that. I've heard murmurs of people that are starting to get, I'm so tired of hearing about him. What about Bryce Harper? Or what about, it's
what about him?
or what about Freddie Freeman or whatever Dodger? It's like,
Freddie Freeman changed his batting stance, and all of a sudden he's raking starting today. He's turning his front foot inward. It's keeping him from opening up too much.
But there's not a lot of evidence that he's raking yet, is there?
Double off the wall, first pitch he saw, I think.
Oh, okay. Well, yeah, he's had a slow start to the season, especially in terms of extra base hits. I know that.
But he's whatever it is, he took it right from the cage into the game. Hershiser and whoever the other guy, Joe, was saying.
They've declared him fixed, huh? Okay. Well,
yeah. Good time to trade for him.
Yeah. Who's got him? We'll find out.
James kept him, didn't he, for like 38?
I think he might have, yeah.
Jim. I don't know why I called him James. I've never called him James in my life.
The last bit of news here is that the Yankees, apparently Anthony Volpe was rehabbing, coming back from the IL. He got reinstated and then immediately sent down to AAA. They got a man named Caballero right now that's manning shortstop. That's playing.
Caballero, yeah, Joe Cowboy.
Mm-hmm. So there's your. I wanted to play. Okay, there's your news, but I wanted to play
What's a better name? What's a better name, Joe Table or Joe Cowboy?
I like Joe.
Jose Mesa or Jose Caballero?
I like Joe Table.
Joe Table.
I think Joe Cowboy has been overdone.
But everybody called him Joe Table, though.
Okay. Well, here I got a game for you, Aaron. I got breakout or bust. I'm going to throw some names at you, and I want you to tell me if these guys are legit. They're if you don't know how they're performing, that's fine. We'll move on. But Davis Martin, pitcher for the White Sox.
Breakout. He's on the prior restraint.
Okay. All right. Riley O'Brien, 8 saves for the Cardinals.
Can't argue with that. Yeah, it's a breakout. They got their closer.
So if you have him, hold on to him dearly, and if you don't, pursue him vigorously. So.
Yeah, there you
go. Cam Schlittler.
I thought he was legit last year. Yeah.
Okay. Here's Jansen Junk.
I just traded him away, and he had 2 of the best games he's pitched all year. Okay. But I traded for the guy with one of the lowest ERAs in the league, along with Shohei. So My pitching should be improving here.
Yeah, you got Grant Holmes, who's having
Yeah.
a phenomenal year.
I had to give up Devers for him, but I don't think Devers is right.
Well, I was reading a little bit about Devers. His bat speed has dropped incrementally over the last 3 or 4 years, and it took another hit this year so far.
Yeah.
So from last year, so you might be onto something.
Yeah,
It's a
maybe
tough place
I
to
didn't
hit.
overpay so badly.
Well, I mean, you're right that the pitching is definitely moving you up the ladder right now for sure. So
Yeah.
Parker Messick.
I'll say bust. Somebody's got to be a bust in the list, right?
Yeah.
They can't all be breakouts.
This one should strike close to home. Casey Schmidt.
Casey Schmidt. I think he's a Hal Morris type. I think he's just gonna, hit for a lot of average and drive people in, but I don't think he's a typical first baseman kind of guy. But I think he can keep doing what he's doing.
Yeah.
I mean, assuming he's not hitting 450.
Well, he got kind of displaced when they brought up Eldridge, and so now you got Devers and Eldridge, and I've heard it speculated that Schmidt will be a super utility guy that will get a lot of at bats and a lot of playing time, but Schmidt seemed to take exception, and because he hit a home run in his first at bat yesterday, it's almost like making a statement. Okay, you're going to move me. I'm going to keep hitting. So.
Cool.
We'll see. I brought him up because on our thread we had slagged him a little bit, and so I thought I'd add him to this one.
I benched him the first 2 weeks of the season, and by the time I realized he was raking, I couldn't get him activated quickly enough.
Right, you might as well.
I missed out on some good stats.
Whether it's legit or not, you might as well ride it out until it's over.
Yeah.
Munetaka Murakami.
He's legit, man.
Yeah.
He's hitting the fastball now too.
I think he hit his 14th earlier tonight.
Oh, he hit one tonight? Cool.
Yeah. Chase DeLauder.
Is he back? I remember he hurt himself, didn't he? Like the first few days of the season after homering a bunch.
I do think so, but I think he's back now. Yeah.
I don't know how he's doing since he got back. I haven't kept up, but in the postseason and the beginning of this season, he was on fire.
Yeah. But okay, so are you the type of guy that will dig into the metrics and look at
go to someone's Savant page?
On base percentage is the most obvious one. It's like how selective is the person is a guy as a hitter. How much exit velocity.
Who do we want to look at? Murakami.
Let's look at this guy. This guy is intriguing because the Cubs are talking about completely upsetting their whole catching trajectory to make room for Moises Ballesteros as a catcher. I mean, I think they're going to fit him into the lineup anyway, but not just as a DH. They're wanting him to catch more. So,
yeah, he's got a 35% chase rate. That's not good.
Mm-hmm.
And a 25% whiff rate. But he's got a good sweet spot percentage. His bat speed is not as good as you would think, I guess. 73. That's not fast at all.
Yeah, that doesn't jibe with what.
But it's of all the reddish things, bat speed's the lowest on the list.
Okay.
It's like the lowest shade of red before you get into the grays, I'd say.
All right. So I got a couple more. Chase Dollander. He's a Rockies pitcher. He's been lights out for the most part, but then he's a Rockies pitcher.
He just got lit up too.
He did get lit up, yes, the other day.
Let's see. His average exit velo is not good, 91.4.
Are you going back
to
hard hit?
Dollander.
Oh, Dollander.
Hard hit percentage 52.5. That's not good. But fastball velo 98.8. that'll play.
Yeah, I saw him pitch the other night. He passed the eye test. He looked really
Yeah.
good. But you're going to run, especially as right now. It's like they're digging out from a snowstorm in Colorado. But when it gets at least a bit
He's the
warmer,
number 2 guy on the Atlanta Braves in my version of MLB The Show. I'm the number 1.
Okay.
He's the number 2 guy on the staff.
You got the latest version or the one that we played?
This is the one we played, 2023, I think it is.
Well, maybe we should break that out again. But so okay, I don't want to waste. We're losing time here, but I think that was a good feature.
Yeah, it was fun.
Aaron's assessments of those. All those guys are playing well so far. So let's go ahead and just look quickly. I don't want to waste too much time because nobody gives a fuck about our fantasy team. But just give it a little
peek at the on roto.
Yeah. Let's see which one I got there.
Casey stole a base for you.
That's amazing. He got on base. Because I wanted to bring him up today because he's, oh my God, I really had high hopes for him, but he is striking out like 43% of the time. And they just sent down Ramirez, Augustin Ramirez, the catcher.
Mm-hmm.
And I can't believe, Casey's going to be pretty damn soon if you don't get his act together, I'm sure. And then I get to that point where it's like, I don't know, I don't know if I can hold on. We'll see, jury will be out. But I really like Casey, but my God, 43% strikeout rate, just killing me.
Mm-hmm.
But let's see what the current standings are. Yeah, see, I've taken a tumble. I started the day at like, I guess 75, and I was in second. You and George have had a decent night and have overtaken me.
Yep, I was at 74 when you were at 75.
Mm-hmm. So we're not, it's a one night in the season, but I don't like that. But
I think I had like 4 pitchers going today.
Yeah. My pitching staff is a disaster as far as I'm concerned. It's doing a good job for who they are, but my rotation, when Pavetta went down, that just screwed me so many different ways.
Cavalli got shelled tonight.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know how Payante did. I think he was rained out.
Yes, he was.
Palante. Is it? They pronounce the L, don't they?
Palante, I believe so. Yeah.
Shohei's pitching now, and I guess Logan Webb's probably also pitching now. Yeah.
Here's Sean at the top of the heap.
Yeah, that's no surprise to anyone.
But it's it's within reach at the moment. Things are holding steady. So
I'm gaining more points than him today. That's good.
Mm-hmm.
Gaining ground.
I want to take a look at the transaction logs because we have our weekly transactions. We'll just look at that real quick, and then we'll move along. Here's a just a brief
the FAB report.
Yeah. I think it's interesting. I like to go and see what guys bid on players that either I got,
I didn't get,
or you just like to see if there are patterns. There are things that you can discern when you go to do next week's bidding that maybe these guys may have you might be able to outbid somebody blindly based on what they've done in the past. But like I knew this guy would go, Christian Scott. I knew he would go for a lot. I wasn't that interested in him.
Mm-hmm.
But I didn't think it would be Rodney that would get him. I thought it would be Jim, because Jim jumps on every stinking starting pitcher that goes out there.
He probably doesn't have one he can drop. At a certain point, that's the case, right?
At a certain point, I can see the appeal. At this point in the season, yes, it's a good gamble to go with Scott, and you're not going to be able to keep him for that amount. But that's, he's in good standing in their rotation.
You're not playing for next year.
Yeah.
You shouldn't be yet, unless you're David. He's come out and pretty much said that.
Right. Now my own bids, I bid a lot on Canning. I mean, you were the only one that even put a bid in at all. And when I look at his peripherals, I don't like his whip historically, but what I do like is that he's on a team that desperately needs starting pitching, and it's a good team.
Yeah. If I don't like your whip, you better be a closer. That's kind of it's the only way I'm going to bid on him.
If I get better pitch, he's the type of guy I would like to stream, but I've got like 3 guys like that I would like to stream.
Yeah.
So,
well, you can week to week, sort of.
Right. But anyway,
that's the tricky way to go about things. If you got Chase Dollander, that's the way to go about it.
Well, I'm thinking, I've got Sagano. I'm thinking about avoiding every start Sagano has in Colorado, because even though he didn't pitch that great, he shut out the Mets for 4 innings yesterday, but they hit some rockets. I mean, Soto hit one up against the fence. Vientos got robbed twice up against the fence. And last year, Sagano led the American League in home runs. So I can't really start him in Colorado, I don't think, but if I can help it. But I do like him on the road, kind of, as a streamer.
Yeah.
But anyway, we'll go ahead and.
I was trying to bring up his Savant page. It wasn't really coming up. Sugano. Here he is. Dude, you don't want anything to do with him. The only thing that's good is his walk percent is 7.3.
Well,
everything else is blue, and he plays at Coors.
I could go with 2 starters. You know what I mean? I'm trying to limp along until I can get some other.
There's got to be somebody better than him on the wire, though.
But okay, so here's the thing: we're about 300. Okay, we're almost at 40 ball games, right? That's 1/4 of the season.
Mm-hmm.
My team has about 300 innings logged. That's about a quarter of the way to 120 that you require.
The 1150, yeah.
Yeah, so you got to have somebody to give you some innings, and so, but I'm going to try to stream those guys in and out. I mean, I'm doing well.
You're worried more about innings than wins? Go with Mike Lorenzen. Oh, he's at Colorado too. Michaelis. Ugh.
Yeah, no,
those guys are 1.7 whips. Yeah.
Well, I got Leahy. Kyle Leahy. He's looked pretty good his last 2 starts, but his whip is 1.6.
Gordon Graceffo, get him.
He's not a starter.
I know, but
I don't need. I mean,
he's got 18 innings already under his belt.
My relievers keep. Okay, I'm second in whip, Aaron, and it's because of those relievers. I don't really have a lot of relievers to. I like my relievers. It's the back end of the rotation that's killing me.
I'm sorted by. I thought I was sorting by starts. I'm sorting by innings. Sort by starts. Lorenzen, Kyle Freeland, PJ Pooling. He had a good week. Oh, he only went 3 innings.
Well, I can't have a staff of 11 to 12 relievers unless they're all long relievers that get a ton of innings.
I think he served as an opener or something, or maybe he got hurt. I don't know. He had a great 3 innings, and then I don't know.
Well, what I was hoping is that freaking Mets would put Tobias Myers in the rotation. He's a pretty solid starting pitcher. I don't know why they don't even consider that. I mean,
Trevor McDonald for the Giants. Is he in the rotation now?
He pitched last night. He looked okay. I don't know.
They optioned him.
Oh, did they? I mean, he did a good job last night, but I don't.
Yeah. I mean, I'm getting down to the people that just had 1 start. So Chase Patty. Actually, that might not be a bad pick.
Well, I'm gonna try to stroke it along as as best I can right now with the guys I got. I dumped what's his name, Paddock. I had the satisfaction of cutting him before the Marlins did, because the Marlins cut him today. So I cut him Monday, and Marlins cut him Tuesday. But he killed me. Oh my God! All right, so let's get to the fun, hopefully fun segment of the episode here. Recently, Dalton Rushing has made a name for himself as one of
Red
the
ass.
red ass, yes, Dalton Red Ass Rushing. Um, After a series of events, and some of which have been caught on, I guess two or three of them have been caught on video.
They've all been caught on video.
Right. One of the first ones was when Jung Hoo Lee was trying to score the Giants Dodger game, and he got clipped at the plate, and it looked like he could have broke his ankle or something like that. And Rushing was caught on camera, just turning around and said, "Fuck that guy," or
He
"Fuck
said,
that."
"Fuck him."
Yeah, and just kind of stomped off. Okay, so he might like it. And later on, he tried to smooth it over at the press. He was like, "Oh, I went over to Jung Hoo the next day, and we talked it out, and I really, whatever, But then it wasn't but a day or two later. I guess the Cubs and Dodgers. Maybe this is at least one of the incidents. I'm not sure of the sequencing, but um, uh, Miguel Amaya was at the plate, and Dalton was caught on video saying, something about Amaya's weight. He called him fatty or fatso or something.
Fat fuck.
Fat fuck. Yeah.
Yeah, after he threw him out at second, he called him a fat fuck. And who was it? He's on my team, the second baseman for the Cubs. Fast guy. Ho.
Nico Horner.
Horner.
He must be on your Lebowski.
He's my second baseman on Lebowski. But he said, yeah, he said it.
Mm-hmm.
He also took out Willie Adames with a nasty slide at second base.
Yeah, and I think there was at least one more of these verbal assaults that he's dropped on somebody. But anyway, he's developing quite the reputation. Rich Aurelia, of all people, kind of censored him. And as you indicated when we were talking about it, Aurelia has a reputation of his own.
Really, was a red ass, and so was his wife.
Yeah. So it made me think, I don't know what's, he's killing the ball. He's having an outstanding year, especially with as few opportunities as he gets playing behind Will Smith. But makes you wonder, how much enmity can you have in the league and still be? I mean, you've got to really man up, I guess, now, because people are going to be thrown at your head. They're going to be fucking taken out.
Yeah, and Will Smith, he slapped Chris Rock right in the face on the. Oh no! Wait a minute, that's the other Will Smith.
Yeah, you got the wrong Will Smith there. But
Will Smith's the red ass too.
Yeah, but it got me thinking. Some of the most red ass players in baseball that come to mind. Pete Rose is a good one. And when you think about Pete Rose blowing kisses to the umpire, remember he blew kisses.
I thought that was Concepcion. I thought that was Davey that blew the kisses.
You know what? I know Rose did, but I know I think they both did.
They might have both.
Yeah, because Davey was like his second-hand man or whatever.
It was a Pallone, right? Dave Pallone.
Dave Pallone, right? Who I guess I don't know. He was homosexual, I think.
Yeah, he was closeted at the time.
Yeah, but Pete outed him in his own special way. And I think that he kind of he suggested, I don't know, Johnny Bench. Nobody, who knows, who cares? Johnny Bench, the greatest catcher of all time, Pete's teammate, and Pete apparently, he'd take shots at Johnny and kind of suggest that he was soft and blow kisses at him and shit like that too. And of course, we know the more darker side, some of the other things that Pete dove into.
Yeah.
But
blue kisses at some underage girls too.
Right. So yeah, but then he's he pursued Ty Cobb in more than one way apparently, because Ty Cobb is another guy that has quite a reputation.
World famous red ass, yeah.
Right, and of course Ty the old story.
I was going to say Jeff Kent, but you one up me with Ty Cobb, yeah.
Jeff Kent's a good one, yeah. But Cobb would sharpen his spikes in order to carve people up when he was trying to slide, and he was a notorious racist.
Yeah.
I have heard there was a book that came out a few years ago that attempted to amend his reputation and say that a lot of it was Oh, I'm trying to find it. I'm trying to use that internet word that's escaping me, but that it was just inaccurate. But I think there's enough evidence there that he threw ball games. He also threw ball games apparently World Series. I don't know if it was World Series
Ty
game.
Cobb?
Yeah, I did read in hopefully his estate won't sue us, but I have read that.
Just say allegedly, right?
Yeah, but Jeff Kent, I don't know. He just had
Paul
an air.
O'Neill
I think Paul
and
O'Neill's a
Lou
red ass.
Piniella. Yeah.
Yeah, Lou Piniella is kind of a red ass.
I Googled the list of famous red ass players, and we've got Billy Martin, Paul O'Neill, Lou Piniella, and Dalton Rushing are the four that came up at the top.
Really? But I'm thinking more in red ass. Some of these guys are red asses, and their fans would acknowledge, oh, yes, he's a red ass, but that's what I like about him.
Yeah.
I think what we're talking about with some of these guys, it's a little beyond the pale. Like we're talking about Albert Bell.
Albert Bell was a red ass for sure.
Yeah. He took a baseball bat to Kenny Lofton's stereo player in the clubhouse. Apparently, he had an adversarial relationship with reporters. There's a really good YouTube out there if you went to on Dave Kingman and about what an asshole Dave Kingman was. It alleges that he was the biggest red ass probably of all time. He once pooped in a box and gift wrapped it and sent it to a reporter he didn't like. And that's just
Didn't Jared Leto do that too?
I didn't know about Jared Leto. No, I thought
I think he pooped in a box and sent it to his castmates on the Joker. It's part of his method. Weird shit.
Well,
something like that.
Right.
I'll fact check myself on that one.
Remember John Rocker?
Yeah, he's still a douche.
Did a 1999 SI exclusive interview where he started talking about he'd never play for a New York team because he wouldn't want to ride on a bus next to someone with AIDS, and just doubled down on all that shit over time. You have Josh Donaldson. He once called Tim Anderson of the White Sox Jackie, and Tim took a special offense to that. Let's see. I have Steve Garvey down.
Yeah, I never thought of him as a red ass. Thought of him as a Popeye and a seed spreader.
You're probably right. He's probably not a red ass, but
he's highly too Mr. Clean, goody.
Yeah,
you know,
like his Dodger teammates did not like him.
Yeah,
probably not a red ass necessarily, as much as just kind of a jerk.
Yeah.
Enos Slaughter, Hall of Fame Cardinal, refused to play against Jackie Robinson. So Rushing has quite big shoes to fill here in the red ass Hall of Fame.
He's knocking him right off the list, though.
Yeah, but that is interesting, though. How does a player exist in a game where you have the players' union, right? You get the players. You see players out on the field. They obsessively joke with one another, and bro hug one another, and the whole idea is that you play for this franchise and this franchise, but we're really all under the same MLB umbrella. And then you got this guy that's out there saying maybe I'm not just like the rest of you guys. I'm going to upset the apple cart. I don't know. To me, it's like a player of his. Aurelia said something about how about trying to ingratiate yourself or try to work. You're a rookie, act like a rookie a little bit, and I think there's something to be said for that. I mean, but we'll see. Maybe he'll take the world by storm, and maybe
somebody will take his fucking neck off at the plate.
Yeah, that could happen too.
I see something. There's a baseball themed apparel company called Red Ass Sports.
Oh yeah, nice. Or any other red asses that come to mind?
Lou Piniella, Earl Weaver.
Yeah.
Tommy Lasorda was kind of a red ass.
What about Lee Elia? I wish I had found that
Yeah.
clip.
The swearing clip.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's a
that's
classic.
that's my favorite. When he was complaining about the Cubs, the bleacher bums. Talked about, they had
They
jobs.
don't
They
have fucking
couldn't
jobs.
they couldn't come out and criticize every move I make, but every other word was an F bomb. I heard Sparky in a meltdown like that too one time. It was
Yeah.
kind of startling because this was a man that was well healed at kind of having the media at his fingertips. Everybody loves Sparky. But he had a meltdown like that, where every other word was an F bomb.
Fuck those fucking fans who come out here and say they're Cub fans that are supposed to be behind you, ripping every fucking thing you do. I'll tell you one fucking thing. I hope we get fucking hotter than shit just to stuff it up them 3,000 fucking people that show up every fucking day. Because if they're the real Chicago fucking fans, they can kiss my fucking ass right downtown and print it.
I wonder how many games he lasted after that. That's insane.
They're really, really behind you around here. My fucking ass. What the fuck am I supposed to do? Go out there and let my fucking players get destroyed every day and be quiet about it? For the fucking nickel dime people who turn up, the motherfuckers don't even work. That's why they're out at the fucking game. You gotta go out and get a fucking job and find out what it's like to go out and earn a fucking living. 85% of the fucking world is working. The other 15% come out here. A fucking playground for the cocksuckers. Rip them motherfuckers. Rip them fucking cocksuckers like the fucking players. We got guys busting their fucking ass and them fucking people boo. And that's the Cubs. My players get around here. I haven't seen it this fucking year. Everybody associated with this organization have been winners their whole fucking life. Everybody. And the credit is not given in that respect.
All right.
Now there's 2-3 more paragraphs.
Yeah, that is insane.
I'll skip ahead. There's some fucking pros out there that want to win, but you're stuck in a fucking stigma of the fucking Dodgers and the Phillies and the Cardinals and all that cheap shit. It's unbelievable. It really is. It's a disheartening fucking situation we're in right now.
Now that's the Cubs that I know and love.
Yeah.
But we got ourselves a reel there, I think. That's almost as good as the original.
Once it doesn't have the beeps.
Yeah, right. That was epic. He had to be near the end there. I can't imagine that last. I know he ended up like managing the Phillies afterwards.
We got 143 fucking games left.
Oh shit. That's crazy. Oh, damn. All right.
Rest in peace, Lee Elia.
Right. Read that as. I hope they didn't read that at his.
They should set that entire speech in bronze and put it outside the stadium. School children recite it like the Pledge of Allegiance. Schoolhouse Rock should write a new song and set the whole thing to music. Now Lee Elia was mad. And he wanted the public to know. He stood up in front of those press men and said the F word 100 times in a row.
How big of a monument would that have to be? Oh, shit.
Fuck those fucking fuckers.
It's fucked up. Oh man. Oh shit. Oh, AI, you're taking all the piss out of baseball, man. You don't see stuff like that anymore. All right, let's see if we can gain our composure here and do our always be closing segment here.
Always be closing.
Yeah. All right, let's see. This This might be a rough one too.
A, B, C. A always B, B, C closing. Always be closing. Always be closing.
All right. So
I have to open my sinuses up, man. I keep
that's
blowing
good.
my nose now.
I can breathe that mountain air.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. So here we go. Closing situations have changed quite dramatically since our last meeting 2 weeks ago. Tampa Bay, Griffin
You mean there's
Jackson.
a closer carousel?
There is, yes. It goes round and round. Griffin Jacks is no longer a closer. Apparently, he's been converted into a starter. So they're building him up. He's, he's built up.
They were talking about doing that, but
Yeah.
they're finally doing it.
Tampa Bay is playing really well, and he's got the talent. He's got the pitching arsenal to do it. So, I think, in my opinion, a upper tier starter is worth more than the best closer for sure. So, if he can make that,
I think in anybody's opinion that should be the case.
right, you simply pitch more innings
Yeah.
for your team. Yeah. Raisel Iglesias was reinstated from the 15-day disabled list. So Robert Suarez's turn comes to a temporary end for now, probably reinstate Iglesias.
That's what Closer Monkey says.
Yeah.
They've reformatted and it looks better.
Well, I go out there. I don't know what it is. I go out there. I can't find anything. It looks like nothing's been updated for like 4 months or something. So I'm not going to the correct URL. Apparently, maybe you could send a link to that for me.
Yeah.
Maybe I'm looking at the old page or something. Maybe it's some old.
No, it says right at the top, updated 5/1/2026. So it is 4 days old.
Okay. I don't know if you noticed last night, but your guy Caleb Killian got the save over my guy.
I did notice he got a save. I didn't notice it was over your guy.
Well, I'm hoping Keaton Wynn could be that second guy for me. But right now, it looks like Killian might be in this driver's seat.
Yeah.
Carlos Estevez getting a rehab, but he might not have the job when he comes back. Lucas Urseg has done a very good job. Might hold on to that in Kansas City.
Yeah, I think Ursag, Strom, Lynch is going to stay kind of like it is.
Probably so.
Estevez, he was pitching like shit. His Broncos were bad last year.
I was not a fan. He throws gas, but I was not a fan when he was a Rocky. But Gus Varland and Richard Lovelady are kind of holding down the fort in Washington.
And Paxton Schultz, too. In that mix.
Beater got good news on his arm issues, and he should be back soon. And we'll see how that goes when he comes back. But Daniel Palencia is back from his short IL stint. Abner Uribe seems to be holding, strengthening his grip on the job in Milwaukee. Lewis Varland appears to be the man in Toronto. That had been a committee, but it seems to be becoming his. And the guy that really kind of brought my attention from the American League was Jack Perkins. Jack Perkins. He's got a high strikeout rate. He's pitching really well. He's kind of outdueling Joe Kunal in Oakland right now. And I would say that if you're, I'm sure a lot of seam heads have jumped all over Jack Perkins already, but if there's any chance that you can get your hands on him, I think he'd be a good bet going forward. So, you got any closers? Situations?
Pittsburgh.
Yeah.
I think Soto's going to overtake Santana. They don't have that on the list here, but
I think Soto got the nod last night.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I've got them both, so it doesn't matter to me.
What are the Reds going to do with
regress to the mean?
with oh God,
Should close with Brock Burke, man.
Brock Burke, he's done a good job. I mean, you got Santillan, he's got good stuff, but I just don't think that Pagan is the guy. I mean, his ERA is up. That was a huge loss. That was a brutal loss yesterday.
Is that a grand slam?
No, it was a walk-off homer though.
It was a walk-off homer. I wasn't sure if the bases were loaded.
Yeah, it was Michael Conforto walked it off. But I don't know. The Reds, I don't know. I really feel like they really didn't do enough in the winter in the bullpen. They did a good job in some other respects, but
You were riding high at the top of the division on our last episode, I think.
yeah. Well, I mean, they're right in the thick of it. I mean, they're right there. But they got to win. They've lost 3 in a row in Pittsburgh, and then they lost the first game in Chicago. They got to beat these. They got to beat the teams in the division.
Yeah. How are they doing right now?
I don't know. Good question. 2-1 Reds. Apparently. All right. Well, thanks for the good laugh, Aaron. I really but we'll go ahead.
Thank you, Lee Elia.
Yeah, Lee Elia. Thank you very much, sir. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and close it out with this. And what do you say as we
Don't swing outside the zone.
don't swing outside the zone? That's correct. Let's see. There we go. Have a good night.